All right. It's always fun telling celebrity sightings. This one's pretty cool. So somehow I'm friends with NSYNC because I'm from Orlando. So they've been friends of mine from the early days when we all took dance class. So they lived in Orlando. So one day I was in LA and I see the NSYNC guys all at my hotel, and they said, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" And I said, "I'm not telling you." And they said, "No, what are you doing really? What are you doing?" And I said, "Nothing." And they said, "You want to go to the American Music Awards with us?" And I said, "Well, let me check my schedule." "Yeah, I'm good." So I got dressed and I went down to the music awards, and they brought us in this dressing room, right? And so there's a big dressing room. We're sitting there with NSYNC and and then NSYNC had to go sit in their seats for the show because they were going to be interviewed and I think they had to perform. But they said I could go, but they didn't have a seat for me. And I said, "It's fine. I'll just sit. Backstage is more fun anyhow. I shouldn't be there anyhow. Why am I at the music awards?" So I'm sitting there by myself, and this big security guard, again, it's always big security guards. This guy walks up and says, "Hey man, I have to shut the door real quick if you don't mind." And I said, "What?" "I got to shut the door real quick, but just give me a second and I'll open it back up if it's okay." So I was like, "Okay." So he shuts the door, and I'm thinking, they're bringing somebody big. They're bringing somebody big in. That's why they closed the door, so I didn't get to see them. They don't want me, last thing was me looking at them. So they close the door. I hear this commotion. The guy, literally nice enough, opens up. He says, "I'm sorry about that. You're all good now." So this is door, literally right across from the door that I'm in NSYNC's room. And I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, they just put somebody huge in there, right? It's somebody huge. It's somebody big. So I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at the door thinking it's going to open. And sure enough, the goddamn door opens up and Mick Jagger walks out of the room. And again, they're all the same size as Prince. That's how big rock stars come, right? So Mick Jagger walks right in NSYNC's dressing room. That's now mine because I'm occupying it. And Mick Jagger looks right at me. He's like, "Is there a telly in here?" And I was like, "What's that?" He says, Is there a telly in here?" And I said, and I'm thinking, television. So I said, "No." And he says, "Why do they call this the Music Television Awards if this is not a fucking telly?" And I said, "That's a great And he went back in his room and slammed it. And I said, "That was a great question. You're right. Why would they call it the American Music Television Awards if there's not a television?" And I was like, holy shit, Mick Jagger just yelled at me, literally. So that's the first part. So then I said, I got to go find a drink because I'm nervous and shaking. Mick Jagger just yelled at me. So I wandered down the hallway to the outside of the bar where there's literally a theater. And I strolled up to sit at the bar, and the show's going on. So I literally go to sit at the bar because everyone else is in the show. And there's some guy sitting in a cowboy hat with his head down, drinking whatever he's drinking, a whiskey or something. And I said, "Hey man," and he goes, "Oh." I said, "I don't have a seat, so is it okay if I sit here?" And he goes, "I don't have a seat either." And it's fucking Bon Jovi. It's John Bon Jovi sitting in a cowboy hat at the bar. He's like, "I don't have a seat either." I'm like, "Bitch, you got a seat. You trust me, you got a seat." So I sat there with John Bon Jovi and we had drinks and we talked about what we would have been watching if we were in there. So that's pretty cool. I got yelled at by Mick Jagger, and then I got to share a drink with John Bon Jovi. That was a fun night.